A Texas college student will never walk again after a masked thug shot her in the face in what authorities believe to be a horrifying case of mistaken identity. Jamie Hogland, 19, was left paralyzed from the shoulders down after alleged gunman Sean Patrick Layton, 26, fired the bullet that shattered 4 vertebrae and severed her spinal cord on December 10. She was left lying in a pool of her own blood for 3 hours before neighbors heard her cries for help. Speaking for the first time since the shooting, the Tarleton State University explains how her life changed forever after a knock on the door. She was alone in her second-floor apartment in Stephenville, Texas, when she responded to a loud knock at 10 p.m. The gunman pulled the trigger within seconds, sending a bullet through her jaw and tearing her spinal cord before fleeing the scene. The teen said she feared she would die as she lay conscious on her apartment floor, unable to move her arms or legs to call for help. Although Stephenville police were called to the scene after neighbors heard the initial shot, they could not find any evidence of a shooting. It wasn't until 1 a.m. that neighbors heard Jamie's cries for help and once again alerted the police and emergency services, who rushed her to John Peterson Hospital in critical condition. Jamie remained in and out of the ICU for 2 weeks as doctors confirmed to her parents, Jessica, 38, and Eddie Hogland, 60, that she was paralyzed from below the collarbone. Police later tracked down Jamie's accused attacker, who has since been charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, possession of a controlled substance, and possession of marijuana. Jamie claims cops told her they believe the shooting was a case of mistaken identity over drug-related issues. Jamie, who is now a quadriplegic, said, "I was just watching TV when I heard a bang on the door. It was really loud. When I opened the door, he was right up against it. He was wearing all black and his face was covered. He was wearing a black ski mask. I didn't even have time to register that he was holding a gun, because the next thing I knew I was lying on the floor. The bullet had gone through my left cheek right above my jaw. As I was lying there, I could hear my phone ring, and I saw it was my mom, but I couldn't move my hand to answer. I was paralyzed. I tried to tell Siri to call 911, but it wouldn't work. I laid there for hours. It felt like an eternity. I could hear people outside, but they couldn't hear me scream. I came in and out of consciousness. As I lay there, I was so scared. I couldn't move my arms. My fingers weren't working. That's when I realized it was real. I thought I was going to die there." The teen does not recall the early days in hospital, when doctors told her the extent of her injuries, but said she has felt despair in the months since her attack. She embarked on months of outpatient rehabilitation in January 2018, which has helped her to regain the use of her arms. Positive Jamie said she is now focusing on moving forward with her life. The psychology major even hopes to return to college in the fall, but said she is still haunted by nightmares of her horror attack. Jamie said, "I have nightmares all the time. They're so bad, I call out in the middle of the night. I'm working with a psychologist right now because they are so bad. But it's been almost 6 months now, and I just want to get my life back as much as I can. Too much of it has already been taken from me. I'm hoping to go back to school in the fall and start to move on with my life. I would have never been able to get through this without my parents, though. They've adapted their house for me and have been my rock through everything." Jamie said she hopes to one day reach a point where she can forgive the man who changed her life, as he remains in Arath County Jail pending trial. Share this article. Share Sean Patrick Layton's bail is set at $805,000. Jamie said, "One day I hope to get there, but I'm still in shock and too confused to forgive right now. I feel like my life was completely turned upside down, and I need time to heal and recover." To donate to Jamie's campaign, visit https://www.goffin.com/help Jamie Richards heal.